It was a good weekend for India. The country approved 2 Wuhan virus vaccines. Emergency use approvals were given to the Oxford AstraZeneca shot, Covishield, and the Bharat Biotech vaccine, Covaxin. Now, both are 2-shot vaccines, Covishield and Covaxin, and both are easy to store and distribute. The vaccines have been approved. Administering the shots is next. As India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi described it, India will be starting the largest vaccination program in the world. The task is to vaccinate more than 1.3 billion people. No timeline has been announced so far, but mass vaccination is expected to begin soon. Reports claim it can be as early as this week. The question is, who will get the vaccine first? Healthcare workers and frontline workers. They make up the first priority group, and they will be administered the vaccine for free. The second group includes persons above the age of 50 and persons with comorbidities who have other illnesses and are more vulnerable to the Wuhan virus. This vaccination is being called India's most ambitious vaccination drive ever. Mock drills have already been held in 125 districts and across all states. At least 96,000 vaccinators have been trained. Cold chain infrastructure has been upgraded. India has secured enough shots to vaccinate its priority group. Those eligible for the vaccine in the first phase will be notified through a text message. They will be informed about the health facility they need to go to for the shot. They'll get that message. They will also be provided a date and time when should they go to the health facility. That said, India has kept the vaccination voluntary, so you can choose to not take the shot. But that's not the government's biggest challenge right now. As with most things in India, politics is the biggest hurdle. Despite all the checks, India has not been able to immunize itself from vaccine politics. India's vaccination program has come under criticism, most of it directed towards the approval of Covaxin, the homegrown vaccine developed by Bharat Biotech and ICMR, the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR. Critics say this vaccine has not been vetted properly, Covaxin, and was approved prematurely. The director of India's premier medical institute, AIIMS, suggested that Covaxin be kept as a backup vaccine. India's opposition leaders have questioned the lack of efficacy data for Covaxin. Some opposition leaders. They also raised questions around the safety of the shot. Some called it a BJP vaccine, tagging it to the ruling party at the centre in India. Such politicization in the middle of a pandemic is downright dangerous. Spreading rumours, sowing mistrust among people regarding the vaccine is plain wrong. As far as the questions about efficacy and trial data are concerned, we had some answers today from the horse's mouth. The managing director of Bharat Biotech, Krishna Ella, answered some of these questions. He also opened a Pandora's box, by the way. He named a vaccine company and said that it was giving paracetamol to its volunteers. In other words, this vaccine maker was suppressing adverse reactions in the recipients. He also said that while most vaccine makers have data of around 1,000 volunteers, Bharat Biotech is the only company, his company, with data of 25,000 people, and that the company has carried out, quote-unquote, 200% honest clinical trials. This is what the company's managing director is claiming. He said that most vaccines will not be effective in the second year. None of the vaccine makers have said if their shots will be effective in case of transmission of the virus. But let me repeat this. These are the claims of Bharat Biotech MD Krishna Ella. WION has not been able to independently verify any of what he said. But here's what we can tell you. These are desperate times. They call for desperate measures. Vaccine makers want to sell their shots. Politicians want to play politics over vaccines. Governments want to roll out vaccines as soon as possible. Accusations and mudslinging do not help anyone. Avoiding transparency is even worse. We thought the world would be a safer place if we found a vaccine. Well, clearly we did not account for the politics that will contaminate the shot. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.